I am RC Robbin. Please like the video. Imagine if the actors from the Marvel Cinematic Universe were to play Major League Baseball from Legends against Legends past and present, and that's what you'd have here. A full 162 game regular season. This is game 129. No, 128. Let me not get ahead of myself. Game number 128 out of 162. On the mound is Thor Odinson, also known as Chris Hemsworth, going for win number 19. This is the first game of a 3-game set at home against the Washington Nationals. This is the starting lineups. Let's get it started. Let's skip. Nationals versus Avengers. These are the starting lineups. I hit, I pitch, I field. I do not run the bases. I let the computer run the bases for me. And the difficulty setting for hitting and pitching is set to All-Star, which is somewhere in the middle. I also do play-by-play, so if you don't like the sound of my voice, not much I can do about that. Live here at Crosley Field, the designated home ballpark for the Hollywood Avengers. It's time for some Major League Baseball as the Washington Nationals visit the Hollywood Avengers. Let's get ready for some baseball. On the mound is Thor Odinson. He's Chris Hemsworth in the MCU. He's 18-6 with a league-leading 2.47 earned run average. He's going for win number 19. This is Avengers Baseball. I'm RC Robbin. Leading off for the Washington Nationals, Tim Anderson hitting .285, 17 homers, 59 RBIs. Here comes the first pitch of the ballgame from Thor. Welcome to the live stream. Fastball in there, strike one. Avengers are 1 game back in the National League West. Obviously, they hold possession of a wild card. We are in the middle of August, a month and a half left of the season to go. Line drive, check that, hard ground ball to the right side, fielded by, oh no, not in time. Infield single by Tim Anderson. Spider-Man at second base could not quite get the ball over there in time, so leadoff man is on for the Nationals. And he just motors it down that line. Next up, Pee Wee Reese, the shortstop, hitting .297. He has 19 homers, 69 runs batted in. Runner leads off first. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate. Strike one. Perfect timing, Mr. Outlander says. He just took lunch. Well, I appreciate your excellent timing. Always like to see you available for the live stream. Thank you, sir. Swing and a miss at the sinking fastball. Count as quickly no balls and 2 strikes. So the first game of a 3-game set, the Avengers have 81 wins. They are fighting with the, oh wait, that's a soft line drive headed towards center. And it's going to dunk in there for a hit. And it's going to be first and third and nobody out here in the top of the first. This is not a good start to the game for Chris Hemsworth. What I was going to say is that there is a battle for the National League West crown between the LA Dodgers and the Hollywood Avengers. Up next, Say Hey Willie Mays, 309. A league-leading 46 homers and 118 RBIs. Willie Mays is a beast, legendary player. Fouls off the fastball, strike one. Fouls it back. Count as quickly no balls and 2 strikes to Willie Mays. Willie Mays has 660 home runs in his legendary Major League career. Played for the San Francisco Giants. And that is a deep drive, but playable. Should be deep enough to score that run from third. Tagging at third and coming home is Tim Anderson, and it's an RBI sacrifice fly for Willie Mays, and the Nationals take an early 1-0 lead. So 1 out runner at first, up steps Don Mattingly. 303 average, 20 homers, 67 RBIs. Don Mattingly was a all-star for the New York Yankees in the 80s and 90s. Slices it out of play for strike one. Down and in, count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. Clyde Washington is the man calling balls and strikes. To have no idea if he's real or fake. Don't really care, just so long as he does his job. Hemsworth deals. And that's a line drive, and it's going to be in there. It is a bloop base hit to right. That's 3 hits here in the top of the first for the Nationals. First and second and 1 out. And Apparently, Chris Hemsworth left his good stuff in the bullpen today. Needs to get on track. Next up, Eddie Rosario, hitting 284, 24 homers, 77 RBIs. Here comes the pitch. Grounder 4, 6, 3, double play. Side is retired. So, Washington Nationals do score a run on the sac fly by Willie Mays. After half inning of play, it's the Washington Nationals 1, the MCU coming to bat. This is Avengers Baseball. On the mound for the Nationals, Felix Hernandez, making his 5th start of the season. He must have just come up from the minor leagues. He's 1-3 with a 4.22 earned run average. Leading off for the Avengers, Anthony Mackie plays Sam Wilson, or the new Captain America in the MCU, hitting .310, 15 homers, 60 RBIs. Here comes the first pitch from Hernandez. Misses outside, ball 1. So the Nationals are 3.5 back in the NL East and 4.5 back for a wild card spot. So they are fighting for a playoff position down. And that's a line drive headed towards left center field gap. And it will go all the way to the wall. Rounding first and heading to second is Mackie. He's going to stop. Big turn at second, but he'll stop. It's a leadoff double. Cut the check for the new Captain America. It's the 29th double of the season for Anthony Mackie. Here's the replay. As I slurp down some water, don't forget to stay hydrated, folks. Next up, the leading hitter on the ball club, Tom Holland, also known as Spider-Man, hitting .366, 16 homers, 74 RBIs. He is in the top 3 in the National League in batting average, going for that batting crown. Maswardi, welcome to the live stream. Screwball outside, ball 1. It's been a minute. It certainly has, Mr. Maswardi, but I'm glad to see you here. We are in mid to late August. This is game number 128 out of 162, so we're down the wire. Chases a slider. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. So just as a refresher, Maswardi, the Hollywood Avengers were placed in the National League West. They took the place of the San Diego Padres in the NL West. And right now they're fighting with the Los Angeles Dodgers for first place. Out in front of the Screwball, count as 1 ball and 2 strikes. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it is currently a 1-game lead for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Avengers are 81 and 46. Checks a swing in the dirt block nicely by the catcher. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. First game of a 3-game set against the Nationals. And that's a ground ball up the middle and through. It is a base hit, and it's going to end up being an RBI single. As Spider-Man ties this ball game up at 1. Let's see the replay. Come on. Is the truck sleeping? No replay. Next up is Robert Downey Jr. hitting .293 on the season. Obviously, he is Tony Stark in the MCU. Breaking ball outside, ball 1. Tony has 18 homers and 76 RBIs, on pace for 20 and 100 for the season. Quick throw to first. Spidey is back. A new Spider-Man trailer dropped about an hour ago. I saw it. It looked great. I'm very excited about this whole dimensional travel thing that was basically hinted at in the Loki Disney Plus TV show. If you haven't seen the Loki Disney Plus show, I would suggest you do. It's got some pretty cool stuff in it. Ground ball through the right side. It is a single for Tony Stark. We love you, 3000, Tony. And there's still nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Runners at first and second. Here's the replay. Pulls it past the first baseman, Jimmy Fox. No, jack that. Past the first baseman, Don Mattingly, and into right field. Next up is the Incredible Hulk, Mark Ruffalo, hitting .334, a team-high 28 homers and 109 RBIs. 2 on, nobody out. Fastball inside, ball 1. Those of you that remember the Bronx Knights, in their full 162-plus season, they won the World Series against the Colorado Rockies. I have no idea what's going to happen with the Hollywood Avengers, but I hope they are just as successful. Right fielder makes the catch for the first out, no advance. The Outlander misses them. I do too, I have to be honest. Hollywood Avengers lineup. Anthony Mackie's at short, Tom Holland's at second, Robert Downey Jr. is at first. The catcher, Mark Ruffalo. Chadwick Boseman's at third, Dave Bautista's in right. Sebastian Stan in left. The DH, Idris Elba. And batting ninth and playing center field, Don Cheadle. The late, great Chadwick Boseman, 338, 16 homers, 62 RBIs, steps up to the plate. Runners at first and second, one away. Black Panther, always and forever. I see them every time I play, though, at home. That's right. The Outlander Show is running his own baseball franchise. He has that create a ballpark feature on his PS5 in the new version of the baseball game. Checks the swing, count as 2 balls and no strikes. He has put a monument out in center field to the Bronx Knights in their honor. I will always appreciate that, Mr. Outlander. Count as 2 balls, no strikes to Chadwick. And that's a line drive, and I have a feeling it's going to dunk in there. Rounding third and heading home is Tom Holland. It is an RBI single. Wakanda forever, baby. And the Avengers now take a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the first. Mazwardi, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Not only does he do the live games, but he also does highlights. Thank you, Mr. Outlander. I mean, in any event, the Outlander Show's got a really great channel. I would definitely suggest you check it out. Throw him a few likes here and there. Next up is Drax the Destroyer, Dave Bautista. 316, 13 homers, 64 RBIs. Again, first and second, 1 out. 2-1 Avengers. I couldn't check the swing, went too far. Count as 0-1. Felix Hernandez sets and delivers. Pitch is high, count is 1 ball and 1 strike. For those of you that may be interested, once a game, for accountability's sake, I like to show the difficulty setting. Options, gameplay. Hitting difficulty is set to All-Star. And the pitching difficulty is also set to All-Star. Not looking to show off, just doing the accountability's sake. All-Star is like somewhere in the middle. You've got Rookie and Veteran and then All-Star in the middle. And I think you have 2 levels above All-Star. Not looking to impress anybody, just looking to have some fun. Hard ground ball, 6, 4, 3, double play, side retired. However, they scored 2 times here in the bottom of the first at the end of 1 here at Crosley Field. It's 2-1, Avengers lead. Thank you for watching. It is not on Rookie, Mr. Outlander. You should be ashamed of yourself. Leading off the bottom, check that, the top of the second. Third baseman Matt Chapman, hitting 248, 14 homers, 64 RBIs. Fastball in there, 96 on the radar gun, strike 1. Chris Hemsworth leads the team. He is the ace of the staff. He's 18-6. He's not leading the league in wins, though. Cy Young himself has 19 wins, so he's trying to tie Cy Young. Outside corner, count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. And that's a line drive headed towards the right center field gap. Racing over is Bautista. Drax makes the catch for the first out. Defensive alignment for the Avengers in the outfield from left to right. You have Sebastian Stan, Don Cheadle, and Dave Bautista. And in the infield, Chadwick Boseman, Anthony Mackie, Tom Holland, Robert Downey Jr. with Mark Ruffalo behind home plate. Hollywood Avengers lead the National League in fielding percentage. Up next, catcher Will Smith hitting 215 on the season. Swing and a miss. 2-seam fastball, strike 1. Will has 9 homers, 22 RBIs. Not great production. Fouls off the sinking fastball, count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. The lead is 2-1 for the MCU here in the top of the second inning. Jams him, pops it up behind home plate. And the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on the high fastball. And there are 2 away here in the top of the second. First strikeout of the game for Thor Odinson. 2 down, up steps Victor Reyes, 248. A homer, 12 RBIs. For those of you that are new to Avengers Baseball, this is the middle of August. My goal, in there, strike 1. My goal is to play 162 plus, no skipped innings, no simulated games, all of them on YouTube. This is game number 128. Grounder to short. fielded by Anthony Mackie, throws to first in time, and the side is retired after half inning of play. It's the Avengers 2, the Nationals 1. So we go to the bottom of the second. Up steps Sebastian Stan. He plays the Winter Soldier in the MCU. 279, 9 homers, 40 runs batted in. Leading off here in the bottom of the second. Chases a high fastball, swinging and a miss, strike one. Fastball outside, count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. Line drive almost takes a pitcher's head off, and it is a leadoff single for Bucky Barnes here in the bottom of the second inning for the Avengers. Here's the replay. Don't forget to hydrate, folks. Always drink your water. So next up, Idris Elba, the designated hitter today. Idris is hitting .267, 8 homers, 43 RBIs. Idris plays Hemdall in the Thor franchise, and he hits a hard line drive to the third baseman, caught for the first down. Defensive alignment for the Washington Nationals in the outfield from left to right. You have Eddie Rosario, Willie Mays, Victor Reyes. And Gold Glove winner in the infield, the third base, Matt Chapman, Pee Wee Reese, Jalen Miller, Don Mattingly at first, with catcher Will Smith behind home plate. Next up is Don Cheadle. He plays James Rhodes in the MCU, hitting .278, 10 homers, 59 RBIs. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Outside corner, strike 1. Runner leads off first, 1 out. Here comes the pitch from Hernandez. And that's a line drive. Looks like it might dunk in there, and it will. Late start, but he'll make it in there. It's runners at first and second and 1 out. A single for War Machine Don Cheadle. Felix Hernandez, in only an inning and a third, has already given up 6 hits. It's not the start that he imagined when he got out of bed this morning. Lineup turns over for the Avengers. Up again is Anthony Mackie, who had a hit in his first at-bat. Runners at first and second, 1 away. And that's another line drive that's headed towards the left center field gap. Rounding third and heading home. He's going to stay at first, so it's going to be an RBI single. And the MCU now leads 3-1. Cut the check. The pitching coach for the Washington Nationals makes that slow stroll out to the mound to kind of slow things down for Felix Hernandez. See if he can catch his breath. Next up, Spider-Man Tom Holland, who had a hit in his first at-bat as well. Runners at first and third, less than 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And that's a line drive headed into the left field corner. 1 run will score. And it's going to be an RBI double for Spider-Man. Spider-Man. 4-1 lead for the MCU. Let's see the replay. Double number 36 for Tommy Holland. Here it is. Here's our replay. Bang. Felix Hernandez is not a legendary player. He is an all-star. In real life, he pitches for the Seattle Mariners, if I'm not mistaken. And he does not look like an all-star today. Up next, Tony Stark singled in his first at-bat. Runners in scoring position at second and third. And that's a line drive, and it's going to be caught. Tagging at third is Anthony Mackie. Cut off, throw to the plate. It's a sacrifice fly for We Love You 3000, Robert Downey Jr., and the MCU now has a 4-run lead. It's 5-1 MCU. Oh, yeah. Next up, Mark Ruffalo, the Incredible Hulk. He flew out in the first. He is 0 for 1. Runner in scoring position at second, 2 away. It's going to need a hit to probably get him in. Let's see what happens. Breaking ball outside, ball 1. Mark Ruffalo has 7 runs batted in his last 6 games. So he has been producing. He has 109 RBIs, which leads the ball club. And that's a deep drive. That one's going to be 1 hop to the wall. And he's going to stop at first. Nice release from the wall. Left fielder gets it back in quickly, but it's an RBI single. RBI number 110 for the Incredible Hulk smash, and the MCU now leads 6-1. Entering play, Mark Ruffalo in the league leaders. 110 now with that RBI right there. Next up, the late, great Chadwick Boseman. Had a hit in his first at-bat. I say late and great because, as I'm sure you are well aware, pitch is outside, ball one. Chadwick Boseman, we lost him to colon cancer in 2020. May he rest in peace. Chadwick has an RBI single. May he live forever in Avengers baseball. And he just gets a piece of the sinking fastball. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. 5-run lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Nice little burst of runs for the Avengers. And that's a fly ball headed for the seats, out of play. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hulk leading off first, 2 down. 1-2 count on T'Challa. And it's off the foot of the pitcher. It's going to be a tough play. He throws to first. It's not in time. It's an infield single. Wakanda forever. Runners at first and second, 2 away. And Felix doesn't look so good as I drink my water. He says, no, I'm fine. Tells the trainer to sit down. All right, so.
Ladies and gentlemen,
but
attention, please.
Al Leiter comes in relief. It's his 50th appearance out of the bullpen. His record is 4-1 with a 3.70 earned run average. Manager has seen enough of the starting pitcher. Up next, Dave Bautista against the lefty Al Leiter. He's 0-1. Out in front of the slider, swing and a miss. Strike 1. Runners lead off first and second, 2 down. Here's the pitch. High, 1 ball, 1 strike. Jeff Samardzija, right-hander, warming in the Nationals bullpen. Trying to get loose. 1-1 count to Drax the Destroyer. Ground ball up the middle and through. Rounding third and heading home is the base runner. The throw to third won't be in time. It's an RBI single for Dave Bautista. And the MCU now has a 7-1 advantage here in the bottom of the second inning. The route is on, ladies and gentlemen. Ground ball with eyes. Next up, he led off the inning. Sebastian Stan with the single and a run scored. He's up for his second time. Chases a high fastball, swinging a miss, strike 1. So runners lead off first and third, 2 down. Here's the pitch from Leiter. Fastball in there. Count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes to Bucky. Fouls it back. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that ball is high. It is far. That ball is foul. Feet from being a 3-run home run and a 10-1 lead, but instead the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. That was close. Down and in. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner lead off first and third. Again, a 7-1 lead for the MCU. Here's the pitch from Leiter. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And the side is retired. But the Avengers, they score 5 times. And at the end of 2 innings of play, it's the Hollywood Avengers 7, the Washington Nationals 1. This is Avengers baseball. Oh, yeah. So we go to the top of the third. Jalen Miller, 237, 14 homers, 42 RBIs, second baseman for the Nationals, leads off. Hemsworth now has a 6-run lead. Grounder to third, fielded by Black Panther, throws to first, 1 pitch, 1 away.
Now batting,
Wins leaders in the National League. Cy Young has broken the Big 20. Hemsworth has 18, as you can see. Tom Hiddleston, who's on the injury list. Tom Hiddleston's going to be out for 2 weeks. He has 15 wins. Hopefully that won't hold him back. Try to get him 20. Lineup turns over for the Washington Nationals. Tim Anderson singled in his first at-bat. This is his second plate appearance. 1 out, bases empty. Fouls it back, strike 1. Grounder up the first base line, foul ball. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Anderson. I think Anderson is a current modern major leaguer playing for the Chicago White Sox, if I'm not mistaken. Swinging a miss, the split finger fastball struck him out. There's 2 away. Strikeout number 2 for Hemsworth. Thor Odinson. Here's the replay. Was it a strike? Absolutely. Just couldn't get bat on ball. So Pee Wee Reese is up. He singled in the first inning, second plate appearance. And it's a grounder to second. Fielded by Spider-Man. Holland throws to first in time, and the side is retired. 1-2-3 inning for Thor. After 2.5, it's 7-1 Avengers. So we go to the bottom of the third. Up steps Idris Elba. Elba is 0 for 1. He lined out in his first at-bat.
The designated hitter, number 63.
High and inside, ball 1. Idris Elba has 43 runs batted in on the season. Fouls off the inside fastball. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video. It's a ground ball to second. Fielded by Miller. Throws to first in time. And there's 1 away.
Now batting, number 10.
National League East standings. Washington Nationals are 3.5 out in the division. 3rd place behind the Philadelphia Phillies and the New York Mets. Don Cheadle turns around and bats from the right side against the lefty Al Leiter. Singled in his first at-bat from the left side. Here's the pitch. And again, another late ground ball to the right side. Fielded by Miller, throws to first, and there are 2 away.
Now batting, number 9.
So, lineup turns over once again. Anthony Mackie is 2 for 2. He's got a single, a double, an RBI. And he yanks it down the left field line, out of play for strike 1. Anthony Mackie has 10 triples on the season. He has that kind of speed. Fastball low, 1 ball, 1 strike. 7-1 MCU here in the bottom of the third. Avengers jumped out to a nice big lead in the second inning. Off the plate, 2 balls and 1 strike.
2-1.
And again, he's out in front of the breaking ball. Fouls it off. Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. Here comes the pitch from Al. And just got a piece of that slider to stay alive. Count remains 2-2. So again, the Avengers are 81-46. They're a game out of first place. Late on that breaking ball. The goal is to win the division. Obviously, they have a firm grasp on one of the wild card spots. And he grounds it off the glove of the third baseman, picks it up, and he will not get him. Too much speed coming down that line. And that's his 3rd hit of the game. He's 3 for 3. 2 out single. Cut the check. Next up, Tom Holland, who's 2 for 2 himself. Looking for a batting title. Quick throw to first, he's back. Now, obviously, Anthony Mackie is the fastest player on the team. Let's see if he can steal that bag and get into scoring position with 2 away. Oh no, he's picked off. Throw to second is in time, and the side is retired. He's caught stealing. So, after 3 innings of baseball, it's a 6-run lead for the Hollywood Avengers. The MCU leads 7-1. Thank you for watching. So we go to the top of the 4th. Up steps Willie Mays, who had a sacrifice fly in the first inning. No official at-bat.
Willie Mays.
Fastball in there. Strike 197 on the radar gun. Fouls off the split finger fastball. Count as quickly no balls and 2 strikes. For those of you that might be interested, after a short recess after this baseball game, I'm probably going to be playing the Mass Effect Legendary Edition Renegade Karen playthrough for at least an hour, so hopefully you can tune in. It's going to be a late night here on the East Coast for me. Swing and a miss. The 2-seam fastball struck him out and is 1 away. Strikeout number 3 for Chris Hemsworth. Again, was it a strike? Yes. Just flat out missed it. That was a strike. Next up, Donnie Baseball. Don Mattingly singled in the first. 1 out. Fastball at the knees, strike 1. He was my favorite player growing up as a New York Yankees fan. Don Mattingly won batting titles. He was an MVP. Pulls the sinking fastball foul. Count as quickly no balls, 2 strikes. And he was on his way to having a Hall of Fame career before a back injury in the early 1990s derailed his career. And he pops it up. In foul territory, Ruffalo makes the catch for the 2nd out. Two down, up steps Eddie Rosario, who's grounded out in the first. Here's a pitch from Thor. Fastball outside, ball 1. And that's a deep drive, and I don't think anybody's getting that one. That ball is gone to straightaway center field. And it's 7-2 now on the solo shot by Eddie Rosario, his 25th of the season. So it is a 5-run game, 7-2. Ugh, I hate giving up them bombs. Here's the replay. Oof. Ugh. No chance for Cheadle in center field, that's for sure. So, 2 outs, top of the 4th. Third baseman Matt Chapman steps up. He's 0 for 1. Fastball in there, strike 1. Swing and a miss at the splitter. Count is 0-2. That's a deep drive. Headed for the right field corner, racing over is Bautista, and he will not get there. It is in the seats for foul ball. Strike 2. Count is quickly no balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Thor. Grounded to short. Routine play for Anthony Mackie. Throws to first, cut the check, side retired. After 3.5, a solo homer by Eddie Rosario makes this a 5-run ball game. It's the Avengers 7, the Nationals 2. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. Up steps Tom Holland. Single, doubled, 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch from Leiter. Fastball low, ball 1. Tom Holland leads the ball club in hits. He has 179. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Obviously, he's on pace to break 200 hits for the season. Out in front, swing and a miss. The low changeup. Count as 2 balls, 1 strike. I don't want to count any chickens before they hatch, but it seems like a foregone conclusion. Pops it up in foul territory. Over is Mattingly near the fence. He makes the catch for the 1st out. Nice play in that on-field dugout. Up next, Tony Stark. Robert Downey Jr. has an RBI single today. Left-handed hitter against the lefty Al Leiter. Fouls off the changeup for strike 1. Tony's hitting .295 on the season. Pitch is low, check the swing, count as 1 ball, 1 strike. Thank you, Robert Downey Jr., for starting the MCU in 2008 with the first Iron Man. Pitch is high, count is 2-1. If not for your charismatic performance in Iron Man 1 in 2008, maybe you would not have had All the movies that we do. That's a line drive headed down the right field line, and it will hop into the seats for a ground rule double. That is Robert Downey Jr.'s 19th double of the season, and he is in scoring position now with only one out. Next up, the Incredible Hulk, Mark Ruffalo, RBI single today. He's 1 for 2. And that's a line drive, but right at Rosario and left for out number 2. Smashed that ball, but the left fielder barely had to move. So there's 2 away. Runner's still in scoring position at second. Here's the replay on that line drive. So Black Panther is 2 for 2. Average is up to 341. Again, runner at second in scoring position, 2 down, 7-2 Avengers. Here's the pitch. Inside and low, ball 1. Low again, count is 2-0. And he fouls off the high fastball, a little late on it. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, Robert Downey Jr. leading off second. And it is a 2-hopper to the shortstop. Pee Wee Reese throws to first in time to retire the side. So at the end of 4 innings of play, it's a 5-run lead for the Avengers. The MCU leads 7-2. This is Avengers Baseball. So we go to the top of the 5th. Up steps catcher Will Smith. He's 0 for 1. Hemsworth deals. And that's a hard line drive, but foul for strike number 1. Last week at Nationals Ballpark, swing and a miss. The sinking fastball count is 0-2 on Will Smith. Last week, these 2 ball clubs split a 4-game set, 2 games apiece in Washington, D.C. Now it's time for 3 games at the Avengers home ballpark. This is the first of the 3 games. Fouls it off, strike 2 already, so the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Ground ball up the third base line, fielded from foul territory, long throw in time. Gorgeous play from T'Challa. Chadwick Boseman flashes the leather. So there's a slow roller up the third base line, takes it in foul territory and fires a dart across the diamond. Up next with 1 out, Victor Reyes, who grounded out in the second. He is 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. In there, strike 1, 98 on the radar gun. Grounder, charging is Mackie. Strong throw to first, cut the check, there's 2 away. For those of you that don't know why I say cut the check when referring to Anthony Mackie, you need to see some of the blooper and gag reels from some of the movies that involve Falcon, Anthony Mackie. Whenever the actor gets a take correctly, he says cut the check. That's basically his little catchphrase, meaning we got the shot, cut me a check. Pitches inside and low, ball 1. So as a homage to Anthony Mackie, whenever he does something good on the field, I like to say cut the check. Swing and a miss, down and in. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike to Jaden with Jalen Miller. Fouls off the sinker. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on the second baseman. Hemsworth is cruising. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Side retired. 4.5 complete. 7-2 lead for the MCU. So we go to the bottom of the 5th, and up steps Drax the Destroyer, Dave Bautista. He has an RBI single today. He's 1 for 2. Drax is from the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. Fastball high, ball 1. Little late on the fastball, fouls it down the right field line, out of play. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. And he pops it up, shallow right field. Out is Miller. And there's one away here in the bottom of the fifth.
The batter.
Next up, Sebastian Stan, 1 for 2 with a single. 9 homers, 40 RBIs on the season. Two-seam fastball inside, ball 1. With the injury to Chris Evans, Sebastian Stan, and Idris Elba. And that's a shallow pop-up towards no man's land. Out goes Miller, makes the catch. There's 2 away. As I was saying, Sebastian Stan and Idris Elba will get some more playing time with the injury to Chris Evans. Fractured hand, 1 to 2 months. The original Captain America will be sitting down for a while. Speaking of Idris Elba, he's the designated hitter, and he is now up with 2 out. 0 for 2 today. Here comes the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Fouls it back, count as 1 ball and 1 strike. Idris plays Hemdahl in the Thor franchise, but you knew that already. Slider low, 2 balls, 1 strike. Grounded to short, fielded by Reese, throws to first in time to retire the side. So it's an official ball game, 5 innings complete here at Crosley Field, 7-2. Avengers lead. We go to the top of the 6th. Up steps Tim Anderson, 1 for 2. It's his 3rd plate appearance. He has a single and a run scored today. Inside fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. Grounded to second, fielded by Holland, throws to first, and there's 1 away.
The batter, number 1. Shortstop.
Next up, Pee Wee Reese, 1 for 2 with a single. Average is hovering just under that 300 mark at 298. Here's the pitch from Thor. And that is a lazy fly ball the other way. There is Bautista for the 2nd out.
The center fielder, number 20.
ERA leaders in the National League. Hemsworth leads the league, 2.47 earned run average. So he's certainly in the conversation for the Cy Young Award. Fastball in there at the knees to Willie Mays. Strike 1. Out in front of the splitter, 0-2. And that's a line drive, base hit to center. It is a 2-out single for Say Hey Willie. He's going for second, ill-advised, so it's a single and thrown out at second, trying to make it into a double. After 5.5, it's still a 5-run lead for the Avengers. It's 7-2. Leading off, Don Cheadle, 1 for 2 with a single today, here in the bottom of the 6th. Swings at the first pitch and pops it up to shallow right center field. There is the center fielder making the catch for the first out. Next up, Anthony Mackie's 3 for 3. Has that batting average up to 315. Pulls it foul, strike 1. 61 RBIs is a good total, but it is not first on the Avengers, as the graphic just said. Pitches outside, count evens, 1 ball or 1 strike. The leader on the team in runs batted in is fouls it off, count as 1 ball, 2 strikes to Anthony Mackie. Mark Ruffalo, the Incredible Hulk, leads the team with 110 RBIs. Again, just fouls it off to stay alive, count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. And he's out in front of the slider, swinging a miss. Struck him out. First time a Nationals pitcher has gotten him out today. It's 3 for 4. Here's the replay. Out in front. Tom Holland is up. Tom is 2 for 3. Single, a double. Jams him, pops it up. Easy play for the shortstop to retire the side. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Al Leiter. After 6 innings of baseball, still 7-2. Avengers lead. So we go to the top of the 7th. Up steps Don Mattingly. Donnie Baseball is 1 for 2 with a single.
Number 23, Don Mattingly.
In there, strike 1. A lot of action early on in this game, and then things kind of settled down. Shallow fly ball to center. Racing in is Don Cheadle. War Machine is there for the first out. Next up, Eddie Rosario has a solo homer in his last at-bat. He's 1 for 2. Straightaway center. Fastball in there, 97 on the radar gun. 1 out here in the bottom. Check that top of the 7th inning. Just misses inside with the sinking fastball. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouls it back behind home plate. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pops it up. Again, out of play. Count is 1-2. So this is Avengers Baseball. Again, it is game number 128 of 162. Thank you for joining me. In there, looked high, cold strike 3 by the home plate umpire. Strikeout number 5 for Thor Odinson. Rosario is not pleased. Up next, Max Chapman with 2 outs, bases empty. So, in there, strike 1. Big strike zone, high strike zone. I'll take it. Fouls off the slider. Count is 0-2. So Thor, Chris Hemsworth has settled down. He's only thrown 64 pitches. This is pitch number 65. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Side retired. 7 innings complete. Get up and stretch. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. This is Avengers Baseball. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the ground. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Up steps Robert Downey Jr. Nationals bullpen is active. Tony's 2 for 2. Trying to get that average over 300. Inside ball 1. Al Leiter has done a pretty decent job coming in and stopping the bleeding. Again, backs him off the plate. Count is 2 balls, no strikes. 2 right-handers warming in the Nationals bullpen. Austin Voth and Jared Hughes getting loose. 2-0 pitch to RDJ. And he jams him inside. Skies it the other way. Rosario makes the catch for out number 1. Tony is 2 for 3 today. Next up, Mark Ruffalo, 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Check that. I think he had an RBI sacrifice fly and also a single. Fouls it back, strike 1. Nevertheless, it's RBI number 110 on the season. Ground ball to the right side, fielded by Miller. Throws to first, in time, 2 away.
The batter, number 20.
So 2 down, up steps Chadwick Boseman. 2 for 3. Outside ball 1. I wonder what they're going to do with the Black Panther movie. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. I mean, will they make Shuri his sister or the new Black Panther? Inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Cold strike 1. High, 3 balls, 1 strike. Hitters count. On deck, Dave Bautista. Here comes the 3-1 pitch with 2 outs. And that's a line drive, base hit to left. And he's going to make the turn and head to second. And it's a 2-out double for Black Panther. That's double number 24 for Chadwick Boseman. And they have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the replay.
Your attention, please.
So in to relieve is Jeff Samardzija, making his 33rd appearance out of the bullpen. He's 5-6 with a 5.29 earned run average. He will face Dave Bautista, right-handed hitter, 1 for 3 with an RBI single. And that is a deep drive to left, but playable for Rosario. And he retires the side. So, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on at the end of 7 innings of play. It's a 5-run game. Avengers lead 7-2. This is Avengers baseball. So we go to the top of the 8th. Catcher Will Smith steps up to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Hemsworth is still out there. He's only thrown 65 pitches. Fouls it off, strike 1. Outside corner with the splitter. Count is 0-2. Jams him inside and low and inside. Count remains 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with the slider down and away. Strikeout number 7 for Hemsworth. League leaders in complete games. Chris Hemsworth has 9 complete games in this season. Will he have double digits by the end of today? Only time will tell. Victor Reyes, 0 for 2. 2 ground outs. In there, strike 1. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Tries to bunt his way on, fielded, fires, got him. Nice play. So there's 2 away. That bunt base hit, he just bunted it up the third base line a little bit too hard. If he had deadened it a little bit, he would have had that infield single. So 2 outs, bases empty, up steps Jalen Miller, who's 0 for 2. Struck out, grounded out. 7 2/3. Swing and a miss. Count is 0-1. Fouls it off. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. This will be pitch number 75 for Hemsworth. That's a line drive headed towards the right center field gap, and it will roll all the way to the wall. Rounding first and heading to second is Miller. It's going to be a 2-out double for the second baseman. And the inning will continue. That's double number 20 for Jalen. Here's the replay.
The designated hitter, Tim Anderson.
Okay, there's no reason. Manager's going to go to the bullpen and just get some people up and throwing. Paul Bettany and Ed Norton are going to warm up, just in case. And the manager's going to go to the mound. He's actually going to send the pitching coach out. Just talk to him, see how he feels. Hemsworth is full of confidence. He says, I got this. I'm the strongest Avenger. You don't take me out of the game. I finish the game. And of course, how do you say anything against that? So, Tim Anderson, 1 for 3 with a single. Line drive to right to retire the side. So, 8 innings complete, 7.5. 7-2, Avengers lead. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. Up steps Sebastian Stan, who's single today, scored a run.
The left fielder, number 16.
2-hopper to the shortstop. Throws to first in time, 1 pitch, 1 away.
Now batting.
Up next, Idris Elba, 0 for 3, seems like the only man in the lineup without a base hit today. Fastball outside, ball 1.
1 ball, no strike.
Hard ground ball up the middle, fielded by Pee Wee Reese. Throws to first, high throw, but in time. And there are 2 outs. The shortstop has been busy this half inning. Pee Wee Reese showing his Gold Glove at short. So 2 down, up steps Don Cheadle, who's 1 for 3. Fouls it off, strike 1. Don Cheadle's a switch hitter, batting from the left side against the righty Samardzija. And he pulls it high and deep, but it curls out of play for strike number 2. Count is 0-2. That's a deep drive, but I have a feeling the center fielder is going to run it down to retire the side. So, last licks. We go to the 9th. Last licks for the Washington Nationals. They need 5 runs to tie. It's a 7-2 lead for the Avengers. So it looks like Chris Hemsworth is going to come out there to try for his 10th complete game of the season. To lead off here in the 9th, he will face Pee Wee Reese, who singled in the first inning and is 1 for 3. I'm sure if he gets into any trouble at all, they will take him out. Fouls off the 2-seam fastball for strike 1. That was pitch number 77 for the game. Just gets a piece of that split-fingered fastball, and the count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Pee Wee. So Pee Wee Reese played shortstop in the 50s and 60s for the Brooklyn Dodgers when the Dodgers played in New York. That's a line drive. That's a leadoff single for Pee Wee Reese, and I have a feeling, you know what? I don't think it's necessary to really push it that much farther. Willie Mays, manager's going to go to the bullpen. He's going to bring in Ed Norton. Enough is enough. Thor is not happy. 8 innings plus, 2 runs, responsible for the runner at first. In relief, the man who played the Incredible Hulk first in the MCU in 2009, Ed Norton, making his 44th appearance out of the bullpen. His record is 1-2 with a 4.37 earned run average. He will face Willie Mays. And that's a line drive headed towards the right. Check that left center field gap. And it will be a double. He'll stop at third, so it'll be second and third with nobody out. First pitch is blasted by Willie Mays into the gap. Next up is Don Mattingly. 2 runners in scoring position and nobody out. Still a 5-run lead. So Donnie Baseball is 1 for 3 with a single. He has 20 homers, 67 RBIs. Fouls off the sinking fastball, strike 1. Grounder. It's going to be an RBI ground out. They take the safe out at first. The runner at third scores. It's 7-3 MCU. So RBI number 68 for Don Mattingly. That run is tacked on to Chris Hemsworth ERA, league-leading ERA, but his line closes. Up next is Eddie Rosario, had a home run in the 4th. He's 1 for 3. Runner in scoring position at second, 1 out here in the top of the 9th. And he's late on the fastball, slices it out of play for strike 1. So Rosario's hitting .314 with runners in scoring position, so he's comfortable, relatively speaking, with that runner down there at second base. Fouls it off. The count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Jams him. Tony Stark takes it himself for the second out. The runner moves to third. And with 2 outs, the Nationals are down to their final out of the game. It's a 4-run lead for the MCU, 7-3. Representing that final out of the game is third baseman Matt Chapman, who's 0 for 3 today. And that's a deep drive. Back goes Don Cheadle to the track. The wall, looking up, and it's off the wall. And he's going to make it all the way around for a 2-run inside the park home run, and it is now a 2-run ball game, 7-5. Look at this. So Cheadle goes back to try to make the leap. He comes all the way around, 2-run inside the park home run, and it's just like that. It is a 2-run ball game, 7-5. So manager is going to go to the bullpen and warm up the closer, Jeremy Renner. Because now, one more hit, walk, or anything, fastball in there, strike 1, and the tying run comes to the plate. Sinking fastball in there, count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes, and the Nationals are down to their final strike of the game. And it's a fly ball to center, and this should do it. Cheadle waits, makes the catch to retire the side. Ball game over. Avengers win 7-5. They take this first game of a 3-game set at home against the Washington Nationals. That's win number 82 on the season. And if I'm not mistaken, that means that they are a half game behind the first place Los Angeles Dodgers in the National League West. The winning pitcher is Chris Hemsworth, a.k.a. Thor, Odin's son. Gets win number 19 on the season to lead the ball club. And let's look at the score sheet. Up at the top, Hollywood Avengers leads 7 runs, 14 hits, no errors. Washington Nationals 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Again, Chris Hemsworth with the win, number 19. Felix Hernandez with the loss. Tom Holland, or Spider-Man, gets the player of the game honors. 2 for 4, a double, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. He's your player of the game. And this has been a presentation of Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like the video. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. If you're not interested in baseball, stay tuned, because tonight, after a short recess, a short break, I'm going to be coming back with some science fiction RPG action as Renegade Karen looks to save the universe from the Reaper threat in Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition. So if you're interested in seeing some of that, I'll see you soon. But until next time, again, the win here at Crosley Field. The Hollywood Avengers win 7-5. Thank you, Mr. Outlander. I will see you soon. Have a good night.